So all of you please go mute. Today's session 9 or 8? 9. The topic is creating SQL instance. And then create linked service for that Azure SQL database. As final target, the copy line. That is copy activity in the pipeline. The target of this activity should be data lake to SQL. Okay. So these 3 parts we will complete today. Here already I logged into Azure portal, sir. And I have my resource group DWHGRP. So here already we created one SQL database previously. Okay, for now we are going with a fresh database. I'm going to create a new resource. Azure SQL. Yeah. Directly SQL database we are going for Azure. Stop doing this. Okay, same thing. Azure SQL. Here I'm creating a new one. Within these 3 types will be there: SQL databases, SQL managed instances, and SQL virtual machines. For now, I'm going with SQL databases. Later, we'll understand difference between managed services and normal databases. But process is same for any variety. So here, database name. I'm giving the database name as your DB. Okay. And server name. Already some existed server is there. I want to create a new. Your server 101. I think validation will be failed. Just please wait for that. It is successful. What is the database name we have given? Your DB. So server name? Your server 101. Your server 101. The location is the East US. And give some login details. That means your user ID, your admin ID, and password. Your user 101. and a password. Yeah, it's confirmed. So it's under process now. Review plus create. And finally create. What is the username, sir? Your user 10. So these details we are going to use. Please wait for 2 minutes, sir. Deployment is under process. It may take less than 5 minutes. Once the database created, next step is what, sir? Linked service. But linked service you need to create from the ADF level. So now server created, database not yet created. Please wait. Or server name we have given your server 101, but database not yet created. It's under process. Request is just accepted now. Okay, it's done, sir. I'm going to the resource. See here, the left side blade, the sixth option, query editor. When you try to log in by saying your user ID and password, some firewall connection issue will be appeared. Okay, the problem is with some IP. This is the client IP for SQL. Okay, this IP has to be registered in firewall settings. So how to register it? Just can copy that, or else directly you can click over here. Okay, so for now I'm clicking over here. See the message, successfully updated server firewall rule. So where that IP address is added, you just check it here. Go to the overview. Okay, first just come to this. Now you have logged in. Go to overview. Here there is an option set server firewall. Just click on this. So this is the IP address, what you have added now. Got it? This IP address you have added previously. Now your client can connect with server database. In this way, there can be multiple clients for your SQL. If client wants to interact with this, means not everyone cannot interact. Okay. The which IPs are already registered into the firewalls, only they can access the data. They can connect with the SQL. Okay. Of course, this is completely security and database administration related part. So those people will be taking care for you about all these things. Okay, come back to your SQL. This is about the server. This is the database. I'm going to the query editor. Once again, I'm logging. Please check the tables here. I don't have any tables now. I'm going to create a table. The default database here is a DBO. If you want to create other database, you can create it. Okay, later. For now, simply I'm creating a table. Create table. The table name is, let's say, EMP or employee. ID int, name care of 20, salary int, gender, let's say care of 10, department number int. Already I have a file in my data lake. In the file, how my schema is there on the same schema, on the same order, I'm creating one table. But here I don't keep any data. Using copy activity, I want to load from data lake file to this table. Got it? Once the query is given, just click on run button. See here, query succeeded, affected, rows 0. So the table should be listed over here. Just click on refresh, we will try. Once again, refresh. Click on tables. Now the table employee is available. DBO.employee means DBO is a database name, under that employee is a table. All of you understood this. To now normal SQL you know already. Same query you have applied. But Azure SQL style, that is a cloud, the appearance, the user interface will be like this. Remaining as usual. Okay. Now till now we have done two things. We created a SQL instance. After that, added a client IP to firewall settings. And created a table. The table is employee. Now for this table, I want to create data set. Because to achieve this activity, already for data lake, you have data set. In last two classes, you have created that one. But for this table, you have to create data set. To create data set, linked service is required. That's why we are going for the second step. Okay. Coming back to my home page of Azure. It's my resource group. And I'm starting ADF instance. Open. Here at the time of creating, you may get some issue. Okay. Let's check the issue, and if any issue there, we will try to solve that. Okay, sir. There are 4 options, among them the last one, manage. Here you can create linked services. Already we have, but new one I am creating. What is the naming standard? First, what database you want? Azure SQL. Azure SQL database. Okay, I am selecting that because your data source is that one. Okay, Azure SQL database 2, give some meaningful name. LS underscore Azure SQL DB underscore. What is our database name under that? Your DB. Okay. Because you are creating a linked service for, see, in the case of data lake, you are creating linked service for what? Account. In data lake, you are creating linked service for storage account. Under one data lake, any number of accounts can be there, but you are creating for one account. Similarly, under one database software, multiple databases can be created. Now you are creating, that means under one database server, multiple databases can be created. Now you are creating linked service for a particular database. Understand? Okay, ls underscore Azure SQL DB underscore your DB. So if you want to give the description, you just provide it. Now connection via integration runtime. Sir, Azure SQL DB is a part of Azure services or out of Azure services? If it is part, auto integration runtime that you can use. Already that is selected. So suppose you same thing in your target or source is from Oracle. Oracle is not part of Azure services. At that time you have to create self-hosted. Got it? So in last migration projects, I will show you that one. Okay. And remaining as usual, all the work. I am selecting my free trial subscription. It is asking me server name. What is the server name we have given just now? Your server 101. Got it? And what database it is? Your DB you have given. Okay, the database name, your DB, right? This is the database. And SQL authentication I am using, that means user ID password you need to specify. Already have given some user ID. What is that user ID we have given? Your user 101. Okay. Your user 101 password. Remaining options not mandatory, but there is one important thing is their parameters. Already I told you in last we will discuss some 2 or 3 sessions about only about parameterization. That is one of the important concept. Okay, now I am creating that. ls underscore Azure SQL DB underscore your DB. Okay, so this thing we have created now. Just I am trying to test the connection. Hello, sir. Master. I'm trying to test the connection. Connection failed. Sir, when our connection failed, always the reason might not be same. Because in the data lake also we got such kind of error message, but the error reason might be different. See, just to check the error message, then you can get some clue. Just I am copying this error message and test it. This is the error message. So here also, by seeing this, you can understand one thing. You will get some clue. What is that clue? Client IP address is not allowed to access the server. That means firewall issue. So here he is providing me some clue also here. That issue belongs to firewall. Okay. 1 minute, sir. One more trial I want to do. Come back to here. Once again, I am opening. Once again, testing the connection. Open the same error message. IP address static or dynamic, I want to just confirm it. That's why. 24, 42, 258. Sometimes it is here same IP address, here same IP address. But sometimes for every trial, for every trigger, IP address will be changed. That too in Azure, based on my previous practices, what I observed in Azure is these dynamism will be keep decreasing. The IP number will be keep decreasing. Okay. So that is not specified in the documentation. I observed my from previous practices. Okay. So if it is that one, how to provide the solution? You just check. I'm taking this IP address. We are going to add this into the firewall settings. Okay. I'm taking this IP address. Sir, online team, are you observing? Come back to not ADF, sir. Your database. What is your database we have created? Your server 101. Directly, okay, directly enter into your DB. Directly enter into your DB. Check for your DB. This is what your DB. Here observe set server firewall. Just click on that. I'm giving a server name. It's for the rule name is for linked service. I'm giving as end IP. Already told you, based on my fast observation, if IP is dynamic, the count will be keep decreasing. That's why here in the start, I'm giving 0, 0. Suppose if count got decreased, what will be the next number? Dot 57. Once again, 56, 55. Okay. That's why here I fixed some range. Or if you want all the things that 0, 0, 0, 0, everything you can give. At that moment, most of any valid IP can access this one. But that is not against to the security rules. Okay. So what IP ranges they want to allow, the security admins will be deciding that one. But that is not under your control. Okay, I just have given that one. I'm saving this. Okay, simply I registered some range of IPs. That's it. Okay. Now I'm coming back to ADF to test my connection. Now connection successful. Got it? So here for this error, the solution. Add range of IPs to firewall settings. On that way. But remember, in real time, you are not authorized to add these IPs into the firewall settings. You have to just send a request to the admin teams. Okay. Where we are, sir. Now our second work is completed with the tested connection. Then final work, copy activity. But before copy activity, you have to create a data set for this SQL, right? Already you have a data set for data lake. For data lake, you have data set. But for SQL, you don't have data set. You have to create the data set. Come on, let's do. It's third point. Create data set for SQL table. This is the work. This work already, this process already, There is, click on pencil. There is data set. Let me check some online chat messages. Mr. Prashant, chat is already enabled. I think I have muted all of you, right? So previously when I started the meeting, some noise appeared. That's why I muted. I'm sorry, I forget. Now you can speak, sir.
Okay, sir. Regarding that IP address,
Hmm.
earlier which one we enabled? What was that? And the second time you enabled. I would like to know the difference.
Nothing. First, we did not enable anything. Already SQL query editor. We tried to log in into SQL query editor, right? At that time, they have provided one link for you. If you click on that link, automatically that IP address will be registered into firewall setting.
Okay, so that is nothing but our client IP, machine IP.
Yes, yes. But in the case of linked service, manually we have entered because we did not get any such kind of link. Understood?
Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm going to create a data set for that. What is our previous data set, sir? DS storage lake 101 source CMP. That is what our source data set. Okay. Now for SQL, I'm going to create a new one. Just click on new data set. Azure SQL. I'm searching for Azure SQL database. Continue. Let me plan the data set name. DS underscore Azure SQL DB underscore. What is our database name? Your DB. What is our table name? Employee. Okay. So here actually the naming convention DS underscore server. Actually, I said it wrong. You have to give server name, and then database name, and then table. Got it? This is just a naming standard. Now, what is the linked service we have created previously? LS Azure SQL DB underscore your DB. This thing I am select. Got it? Linked service selected. Table. What table we have? We have only one table. That is EMP. If you click on edit, the database name, table name will be separated. Instead, directly give it as a dbo.employee. The table is already selected. If connection established successfully, all the tables that you can access. Okay. Now you are creating data set for employee and click on OK. Finally, I am publishing. Yeah, successfully published it, sir. Next, we are going for a pipeline. So you tell me already, you know. What is the activity we need to use? Copy activity. Of course, later with the data flow activity also you can move, sir. But now simply you want to extract and load into some target. You don't want to perform any transformations. That's why you are not using data flows. Got it?
So the
Copy
data
act. Yes,
data
sir.
flow is exclusively for the transformation purpose only.
Transformation and also extraction and also writing into targets also. All the things it can do. Data extraction it can do. Data sinks, that means the target writing into targets it can do. Between them, transformations it can do.
Okay.
Say it's only the new version feature, the ADF version 2 feature. And additionally, in version 2, Power Query also introduced. Okay, sir. Come to the copy activity. What is the source now? What is your task? Please check your task. Task is Azure Data Lake to SQL. Already in the data lake, storage lake 101, you have account. Under that, you have source container. Under that, emp.txt is your file. For that, already you have created a data set. Okay. That data set I am selecting as source. This one, sir, ds underscore storage like 101 source underscore emp. That is my source data set. And target I am going to select. Just now we created one data set. ds underscore Azure SQL DB underscore your DB underscore employee. Okay, this is our target. Now my pipeline successfully configured. Okay, so in this example also I am not going to touch the option called mapping, because whatever the order in the file, same order, in the same order we created a table. Okay, so what are the other situations when we need to go for mapping? We will see in next examples. I'm going to publish this. Just wait. Yeah, publish completed. I'm going to execute this one. It is running now. Please check the message. Failed to run the pipeline. Maybe some other issue. You pipeline run. Here you can check the error message. Cannot connect to SQL database, your server 101 database, windows.net, your DB. Again, the client IP, different client IP produced for the ADF pipeline running. One minute, sir. Previously 204258 IP address start increasing. Do one thing. Wait. But just I'm trying this trial. Please check. Once again, I am going to run the same pipeline, sir. Where is the pipeline name? Pipeline 4. We did not give any meaningful name for this. Okay, once again, I am running this. Just check. Yeah, successful, sir. Successful run the pipeline 4, because the issue is with the previous again firewall. Firewall settings. Okay. So first we suspected because in my previous practices, like what happened, what I observed is IP at dynamic IP decreasing. Now in this moment, dynamic IP starts increasing. That's why starting start IP, I put some range, and I have given some big number. Okay, but you are not authorized to decide that ranges. Okay, only secure that to not general admins, security admins only authorized to set these things. Remember? Okay. Now your next process is completely successful. What is our last process? Creating the pipeline and move the data. Now please check the data, whether data are perfectly copied or not.
Sir, every time when we execute the pipeline, a new key will be generated
Yes,
dynamically.
sir. Yes, sir. This is default settings of the ADF, sir. Default settings. The admins will control it.
Okay, so like in that case, every time we have to connect with admin team for this error.
They will, if this error comes, means you have to contact them.
Okay, okay. So this is nothing but range, right? You have
Yeah,
shown
yes,
this.
yes, range.
Okay.
Where we are, sir, we need to check at the SQL level. That means not at ADF level. Okay, come back to database now. Go to query editor. Log in again. Previously, I have table but no data in the table. Now check the data. Data loaded or not. Select star from table name. Employee. Just running this. Okay. Data is perfectly loaded. Now, what are all the basic operations of the SQL you want to perform on this data? You can perform it. Same style. So in this example, data lake is source, target is SQL. But in some other case, SQL is source, data lake will be the target. Think that in data lake you have processed some data. The processed results only you want to write into SQL. From this SQL, your online applications are taking input. In that cases, you are writing into OLTP systems. Azure SQL is OLTP system, right? Okay. So whenever you want to make some processed data available to online applications, then write data into OLTP. Okay. But users are doing transactions, that is recent data. You want to grab them into historical data, or else data lake or data, that means Azure Synapse. Then at the time, at that moment, Azure SQL will be source data set. Got it? Same style, in coming examples will be interacting with Azure Synapse, because Azure Synapse is finally our warehouse environment. Got it? Yes, sir. Let's stop it for now. Sir, please hold on the line, sir. That is recording option.